everybody wants to know how London Knights riders get their success. And so we asked you, the both of you, to prepare some tips and tricks to prepare a show jumping exercise. Let's see what you have as first exercise here on our tips and tricks. Emily, you sent something in. What are we looking at?
So I did this exercise with Ben in Florida before I left, actually, and it's one of my favorites. I like it because it's simple, but it still gets a lot done, and it's not really geared towards one type of horse. I found that it helped every single one. So we have the poles on the outside, which I use to just warm up a little bit, get my eye in tune, and, that sort of thing for the horse and myself. And then you have the one stride little exercise in the middle. So what I did with my horses was you would pick a rein, which say I'm riding Winning Good. He's a little more stiff on the right, so I would work on the right rein. And it's a constant right loop. And if you really want to get critical, which is very hard, I will say in advance, you count each stride you're doing in between each vertical. So I jump one stride, I turn right, maybe 9 strides. I jump it again, and you try and get the same distance every time. Okay, that's being very picky, and it is really difficult. And I think even Ben failed to do every single one perfectly. But that is the goal. And I really like it because it also shows you what your horse might be weaker on, if there's a weaker side, what you need to work on. Because, riding around in circles is great and everything, but I can do it, Winnie can do it, the others can do it. This is just, it shows what you need to work on, I find.
All right, so but talk me through it. You've got 4 verticals in the middle. How much room have you got between the verticals?
So it's just a normal one stride each way. Just like you can probably walk it a little shorter because you're coming in with not a ring canter, if you want to call it that. And it's just, you have to make sure each distance is equal because, as I said, it's an important part of the exercise to keep equal strides through each turn.
And then you come through what you've made there is basically a combination. And then you make a right loop, for example, and you make a 90-degree turn. That's the plan. And
yeah. If you want to get even trickier, you can do one turn to the right, then switch it to the left. But because I have a few horses that are quite one-sided, I usually tend to focus on doing that. And then as soon as I feel them supple up, I may change it to their easier rein just to reward them a little bit. You don't want to overdo it. It's quite hard on them.
How high do you build your verticals in this exercise?
Less than a meter. You don't want to, there's no need to jump bigger. Especially for my horses, I'm quite lucky, so they're all very talented. It's just like nitpicking, especially during these quiet times, we never get to have this time at home. It's just about nitpicking each small thing that a horse may be struggling with, or yourself.
Is it, because I hear you say, I've got some of my horses are one-sided. Are it your horses or is it you that's one-sided?
It's probably me. I've dislocated my left shoulder 3 times, so it's probably me.
Yeah, okay. Ben, over to you. You also sent us an exercise from Florida. What did you work out for us?
Yeah, I'm personally, I don't train a lot of poles on the floor, a lot of exercises. I think it has its purpose. I probably would focus more on the feeling of the dressage work and the flat work at home. But I do think there's a time and a place. So the reason why I wouldn't perhaps do poles and things too much is the way I grew up and I was taught was I want those horses really focused, really sharp, really fresh when they see the jumps. Not that they get bored of seeing jumps and that they're excited as we are when we go to get to do something different. So we don't do too much of that, but this is something else that we do. It's more of a course, so we could set all of these jumps at whatever height that you want. A meter, start at a meter, and you can go up as big as you want, but it's quite a good course. You can use it as a course. If you've got a smaller arena, maybe not everybody has the luxury of a big arena. At the bottom there, you can see some trot poles on a small curve, probably 2 feet on the inside and 3.5 feet on the outside. And you can raise them slightly, maybe 1 foot off the floor. And you can incorporate that. So you can use this just like a normal course. You could start on the top oxer there off of the right, loop back to the vertical off the left, and really work on the control through the turns. You can put the course as big as that horse in particular needs, but I found that the trot poles are good to warm up, to build strength behind the back muscles and things like that. A lot of horses don't like to do that in the beginning, so would start not raised and raise them after they're relaxed and confident. But one or two horses in particular, I found when they get a little anxious through the course, you could do 4 or 5 jumps and then bring them back to trot, go through the trot poles to make them take their time, think about what they're doing, and then pick up the canter and then continue onto the next part of the course. I think you can work on a lot of things with this type of thing in a small space.
2 different exercises, though I hear you both talk about the fact that you really work on the turns. These exercises are actually not about the jumps itself. It's about the turns, it's about the balance, it's about the control. It's not about the jump.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the jump, as Emily said, we're looking for talented horses, we're looking for the jumpers, but even if you have a slightly less talented horse, many people out there riding, it's actually not about the jump. It's all about the dressage work, the flat work, and the approach to the jump. If you can put your horse in exactly the place that you want it to take off on at the right canter, and you have that ability to adjust, then you have the best chance of balancing your horse, the best chance of clearing the jump, and that's what it's all about, and that's what we work on.
Very, very interesting. We'll see how our fans at home deal with this exercise, and who knows, maybe we'll find a new London night through these exercises. Thank you very much for sharing.